Welcome to Norton Rose Fulbright's YouTube channel, Energy Transition, The Pace of Change. I am Julien Bocobza, a partner in our London office, and today I have the pleasure of hosting Toru Shirota from Kyuden International. Shirota-san, welcome. Could you please introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, thank you for introducing Julian. My name is Toru Shirota, working in Kyuden International Corporation. We say KIC. And the KIC is a subsidiary company of the Kyushu Electric Power Company. So I have to touch on the Kyushu Electric Power Company first. And Kyushu is the name of the region. Actually, it's a big island. A large island having the population of about 15 million people and 37,000 square kilometers, which is the same size of the Taiwan or the Belgium. So Kyushu Electric Power Company is a utility, power utility, and actually this is the fourth largest power utility in Japan, having the $20 billion last year as a sales, and having the people about working period of 20,000 people employed as a group. And we have the, in domestic, the power installed capacity is a 30 gigawatt, and we are selling the power 90 terawatt hour, which is about 10% of the Japanese total electric consumption. And our unique characteristic is we have the electricity power generated by nuke and plenty of the renewable energy, and which stand for about 58% of the power CO2-free power generation. And that is number one in Japan. And KIC, this is set up 1999, about 20 years ago, to expand the business overseas. And our KIC's current portfolio is about 2.5 gigawatt, and we are aiming to make it double, about 5 gigawatt by 2030. So far, our portfolio is mainly by the thermal power, but including some geothermal power. And we are highly proud of operating the one of the largest geothermal power in the world in Indonesia. And we also not only the power generation and going to the microgrid in Philippines. Last year, we acquired a U.S. geothermal technology service company in U.S.
That's great. That's very interesting. And from what you said, I can see that clearly renewable energy and the energy transition is very important for Kyuden International. Are you able to tell us a bit more what the energy transition means to you and for Kyuden?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, energy transition is in broad term the shifting from the fossil fuel generation to the renewable energy. But I think this is not only for this power generation shift, but as well as structure of the social structure have to be changed. So that means not only the people like me working in power and or energy sector, but also the energy consumers, customers, also they have to change. So the both sides, power generation side and demand side, have to change simultaneously. So personally, people like me who have the career in the energy sector is facing the big challenge, because we have to think about something different from the past.
Exactly. So can you give us examples of how the energy transition is impacting you and your sector?
Yes, because as I said before, KIC's portfolio is mainly consists of the thermal power. So in the mid and long term, we have to replace it to make more CO2-free generation. And that means like a transmission line, if
Yeah.
we have more, new transmission line available, more usage of the renewable energy can be done. So as a whole, the CO2-free generation will be increasing. And not only that, but also we have to think about the new technology such as energy storage, like a battery. So this type of but for this energy storage is still new, and they are improving. So we have to judge which technology and in what manner is a trend. So this is also that we have to make a challenge. And also, as a utility, we have to think about how our customer and what kind of the program they are facing. So they are also struggling that in front of the new transition period. So we have to be with them, find out a solution.
That's clear, and that's very interesting that you not only look at the company but also at the consumer and how they will react. Maybe
Right.
you mentioned new technology and you mentioned storage. What about hydrogen? Is that something that that you're looking at and that you think will be part of the energy transition?
Oh yes. For this type of the energy transition, last April, our parent company, Kyuden, Kyushu Electric Power, has published the so-called carbon neutral roadmap. So in this, roadmap, we have already published in English as well.
Yeah.
And as a, we are now highlighting three, domain. As I said, we are the vertical trade electric company, meaning supply side and the midstream, that means transmission line, and demand side. This is for the retail with the client.
Yeah.
For those three areas, we have explained in this carbon roadmap. For the supply side, we are now concentrating on increasing the renewable energy. So for saying that 5 gigawatt by 2030, and also we have to think about how to reduce the CO2 emission from the existing thermal power station, utilizing ammonia or the hydrogen. So this is the part that you have questioned me.
Yes.
And also utilization of the nuclear as efficient as possible. So with a mixture of the renewable energy increase and plus CO2 reduction by having the new technology. So this is for the supply side. The company has already decided and also published that we are going to invest the big money, about $5 billion US dollar by 2030. So this is for supply side. And for the power transmission and the midstream side, of course, we have to make our transmission line more efficiently and more to utilize more renewable energy. And not only the Kyushu domestic, and also because we are in Japan, there's so-called interconnect, or transmission line project is planned. So Kyushu is also going to participate. And
interconnect between the islands in Japan, or
island in Japan, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
We have it already, but we are going to increase as a whole. Japan, yeah. And last is a demand side. And the demand side means, as I said before, the client is also facing this challenge for the energy transition. And they also think about so-called electrification. So electrification, including the EV, charging stations.
Yeah.
because numbers of the EVs are going to increase. And also our industrial customer, who is also thinking about the electrification, not using any more about the hydrocarbon. So we have to be with them and assist them to help, materialize their challenge. And also for the demand side, we are now planning to make the so-called smart city, and also how to improve the energy resilience locally.
It seems that you've got lots of plans and lots of activities. You mentioned a number of times a target of 2030, which is in 9 years. I'll try to narrow down a bit the time period. What do you see as being the biggest opportunities and also perhaps challenges in the next 5 years, like a bit easier to grasp, what the next steps might be?
Of course, as I and so some repeat again, but because we are trading on many things, not only the power generation, but also the transmission and the demand side. So the big opportunity is in the world, many so-called CO2-free generation is increasing, but that means another power business is also increasing. So we are now eyeing on not only the generation, but also the midstream and demand side. And I'll tell you later more detail. And for first of all, the challenge side, this is also a huge challenge because a new technology is going to, coming another 5 years too. So we have to carefully select, and because of the, how to select the technology and also the cost, because some technology is still, very challenged to adapt at this moment. But country by country, it's a situation is different, and some country we may get some subsidy to make it, at the business level. So those kind of stuff we have to think about and clear to make it feasible. And if it's at the feasible level, we have to make it as a, as a business investment. Yeah. And for the how can I say, the opportunity is we are now for the challenging 3 projects at this moment in time. First one is a Japan domestic big offshore wind project.
Yeah.
Just last May, we have participated in an auction, in Japanese auction. And also second one is so-called PPP project in the transmission line in the Middle East. The customer, not the historical customer, but the oil and gas customer is also thinking about their, decarbonization project. So a transmission line will help contributing for their purpose. So this is under bidding. And also the geothermal, IPP in Kenya is going to start. So now we are going to, we have bid 2 bids and we are going to bid. So those 3, once we award it, this is also, contributing the so-called big chance for the so-called energy transition time project. So we are really, how can I say, looking forward to the result.
Thank you very much, Shirota-san. It seems that you're very busy and that Kyuden is doing a lot on the energy transition space to meet your targets. So thank you again, and thank you all for listening. If you want to hear more about the energy transition, please subscribe to our channel and don't miss the next episode.